through its checks, okay? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So right away, okay, it lacks rearming the system because we've just started it. There we go. Now we've rearmed the system, and now we can go. Okay, there you go. So it's lacking connecting to the heaters, which means that we don't have the heaters brought in yet. So great. Turn the heaters on. I push there, and the heaters come on. The next thing is the pumps. Okay, latch connecting pumps. Right. Turn the pumps on. Push start for starting cycle. Now we have it set for 165. So in the morning when you come in, you're going to see this down about, well, whatever ambient is. Yeah, and it'll just run right up. Okay, and we have a window of 50 degrees that we can run with, or below, but it'll always be below. Okay, so because it's 165, I could actually start it. I won't at this point. Well, actually, I will. I want to show you. So it comes up in the morning with this settings, okay? And if we go back, and I think poor Mike almost had a heart attack when I started it this morning, okay? Because he didn't realize that we can change the settings, but we set it up. Okay, so right now that's the speed. And for anybody to do low 4 of those at that speed, it's not too bad. It's way too fast. And he looked at this and was like, oh my god. You know? So what we can do is stop it. Okay. And we go into the step. You see where it says change speed? Mm-hmm. Okay, and we'll write this down, okay? So the change speed that we found with Mike, okay, that works well, is 40. Okay, and then cadence. Cadence is like a delay. So for this system to run, he has to have so much time to drop and then get it over and get the next one dropped, and then have them taken away. So what we came up with, okay, and we're going to set it up, I'm going to put an 8 in, okay? At that point, we go back to the start, okay, and I can now start, and you'll see what happens now.
So you got an 8-second delay.
We got an 8-second delay to fill these up, okay? It can go faster. This, we had some problems with this morning, okay? So once this gets running nicely, okay, then you know if you want 7 or 6, but you can see you can actually adjust.
Change the delay.
Yeah, and that you don't want. And here's the other thing. Let me just stop it for a second. I'm going to go back into the step. I'm going to put this back at 80. Okay. I just want to show you something. You guys want to get on this side just to watch that train. What happens? Okay. See what happens? Because of the speed. Okay? We're going to start
back.
We're going to start dropping pellets all over the place. And that can affect that many pellets.
That right there can affect a lot of them.
The weight. Yeah. And if you have them all over the machine, okay?
You gotta work on it.
Yeah. So we can then look at it. Okay, so let's step that down. Let's go down to 60. Okay, back to start. And I don't actually want it. I want it there. Still too fast. Okay, so we got it down to 40. 50 could work too. I'm not sure. We can actually try it here. Oh. But you know, speed's a wonderful thing. But you got to really make sure it's working for you, though.
Yeah, it should be dialed in.
Yeah, and that's what's nice about the system, and I think Mike was really happy about that. Okay, that you could actually dial that, and it's the same thing with the load time. right now we're just moving the tray down. That's chain
That's
speed.
something we can adjust.
Yeah. You know, okay, let's see what we get. This is 50. This looks perfect.
Yeah.
If we hit step, let's go in here. So this you don't want to change. There's things you don't want to change. That's one of them.
On the step.
And what that does is you notice it moves it forward and moves it back. And you were asking this morning, why is it moving back? Because the seal head comes down in that zone. And if you change that setting, the seal head will come right down on one of these and you're screwed. Okay? So there's things, four trays per cycle, you don't change that. So in here, there's only really two things that you want to change. Your chain speed and your cadence. If you go to, and then on the, we're running in normal and we're running automatic. You could put a foot pedal on this. Just like you have for the hopper, you could actually do it with a foot pedal. Again, that's not why you buy an automatic machine, okay, to run it on foot pedal. Technical settings. So this tells us how much, film step at the, so what happens is the film moves at the beginning of the cycle. So as your trays are coming in, the new film is coming down on top of it. Okay? Not at the end of the cycle. Okay? Which is where you want it. You want new film at the beginning. The photo cell is off. Okay? We have it, because of this eye mark, we can turn it on now. Photo cell's on now. Okay? And we'll leave it on. And it'll always be using the eye mark on the film to align it. Okay, so you can see you have output aligners. You didn't order it with output aligners, but typically what would happen is if we had 4 lanes like this, the aligners let this lane go through, okay, and then they move this one into there, and they move them all over one, and then they move them all over two, so that at the end, okay, they're all coming out in one lane. Yeah. Here you're going to go, from what I understand, you're going to take it off 90 degrees, and you're just going to move it out of the zone. And then manual mode, again, we don't do any manual settings, okay? Everything is set to automatic. We don't do anything by hand. And here's your air pressure switch. So if there was an issue, if you didn't have air running, you would get a warning. And these are also all the safety switches on the machine. Okay, so you have one on here, you have one on the main cover, you'll have one on the back cover, you have one on the door, and you'll have an emergency here. Okay, so there's all kinds of switches here.
Anytime one of the covers don't make contact,
you're gonna get an error. Yeah. So that, and then so that's that one. And then we'll go to the sealer. Okay. So right now our sealers are heating up. We're good. We have our set temperature is 165 degrees. Okay. Or that's the temperature right now. We have 165 as our set point, and we have that 50-degree band. Okay. Yeah. And normally everybody just waits till it heats up, and then the band is out of play.
Outside of the 50 degrees.
If it goes outside, yeah.
It's going to give you an alarm.
It's going to give you an alarm if it goes outside the 50 degrees. You don't have any vacuum, so that's not an issue, okay? Although we do have the 2 gauges, but they're just, there's nothing connected to it.
Right.
Your sealing time, okay, is 1.5 seconds. And then what happens, there's 7 seconds, or 0.7 seconds for the cut. And, okay, there's a delay of 0.7, and then the cut just comes down. So the seal is one component, the cut is a second, completely independent. If we could produce these, by taking those and zeroing them up, we could produce these on one big long strip. We don't need to. And again, manual mode, we don't do anything with the manual mode because it's an automatic system. Now we're going to systems. So if for some reason you were in the middle of a cycle and let's say, I don't know, whatever, something, a tool fill, and you needed to stop it, of course you have the E-stop, okay? And then you went to rearm it and it wouldn't rearm. It might mean it's in the middle of a process. So all you do is come in and you hit the warning, finish cycle. Wherever it is, it zeroes up that cycle. okay? Different from the E-stop. The E-stop stops at dead, okay? But now you may be, in between two of the micro switches, okay, or two of the sensors.
You gotta go in and find out which one has to basically the air and
Just
reset it.
reset it. Why bother taking time? Okay, so now, so here you have your film, okay, and really these settings are all just set. We don't change them at all, okay? This is your trim, okay, 35%. Well, what we did, okay, is you can come down here. You can adjust this, the thickness. The problem is with printed film, if you adjust it too tight, okay, you're going to be cutting the next one. So we've got it all set up, okay, so that it should never change, okay? And we're going to talk about change in a second, because never's a long time, right? Okay? So then we go into next, and again, this is a chain progress. Again, you won't change it at all, okay? It's just set up. It's all. We have
Set for these trays.
yeah, I was just gonna say we have customers who use different size trays, okay, and that's why the to change tool is there and everything else, because they'll be doing this tray for 3 days and then they'll be doing a different tray, okay, and that little the little guide that sets the yeah, you could have 3 or 4 of them, depends on how many tools you have. In this case, we're all set. You don't ever touch that.
As of right now, anyway.
Yeah, until something changes.
Yeah.
And then that's the start. That's the COs. Now you see, it lacks. So now it's stopped because we've gone through everything. I have to put that back on, and I have to put that back on. And now it will be good. And now we just push start.